Hi, and welcome to Dan's Lawn and Outdoors. I'm Dan, and today this is the first video in the series called Preparing for Philmont. If you haven't seen this series, please go back and click the channel trailer, which is going to be the introduction to this series. So I will be going to Philmont next summer, 2022, and so I decided I'm going to put together a video series. It's going to be very long, detailing everything from preparations for hiking, different gear that I use, or anything that I can come up with that I need a video for to help prepare people who have not been to Philmont, help get them to Philmont as easy as possible and so that they know kind of what to expect. So the first video is the top 5 things that are most important when you're backpacking, but kind of specifically for Philmont in this case. So this is my opinion, but a lot of these are kind of referred to as like the big 3 of camping and backpacking, which is the hiking backpack, sleep system, and a tent. But I've kind of changed it to myself. I think it's actually there are 5 things that are most important, and those are the base 3, which are hiking backpack, sleeping system, and a tent. But then a cooking system as well as clothes. Now, clothes I kind of have to stretch it just a little bit. I've got rain gear in there, so it's kind of not exactly just clothes. It's just like coverings. So we'll start with the hiking backpack. Alright, so we're going to start with the hiking backpack. This is kind of your home. So everything you need to live out in the wilderness has to fit in this backpack or on your person at all times. So some things that are really important are capacity, but most importantly is whether it's an internal frame or an exterior frame pack. So an exterior frame pack is going to have like a tube going around it, and then the bag is just kind of sit on the pack. It's going to be like lashed to the pack. Whereas this is an internal frame pack. So right here, and then all the way down are 2 pieces of metal, and those are the internal frame. So internal frames tend to be a little thinner, and they're also, in my opinion, a little nicer to use because they're all kind of just, one piece, and you don't have a lot of things hanging off. Whereas with the external frame, it's got a bar around it, so it's a lot more helpful if you're like trying to carry like snowshoes or something, where there's plenty of things to like tie stuff onto. But with this, you get a little more capacity with an internal frame. Typically, external frames are just a little smaller, but you still have a lot of space on that frame where you could attach other things. Alright, so for my video series, I'm going to be using an internal frame pack. This is the bag I'm using for Philmont. It's an Alps Mountaineering bag. It's a roll top, so it's 75 liters, but instead of being just 75 liters like a normal backpack that has like a brain on top, so the brain just kind of goes over the top. This backpack doesn't have it because it's a roll top, and instead, with this, instead of being limited to just like 75 liters, because this is technically a 75 liter backpack, but I have the ability to like roll it up or roll it down. So like up here, it's like 85 liters, but rolled all the way down, it's like 65 liters, which basically means I could have technically I could have 5 packs, because usually you have like a 70 liter bag, a 75 liter bag, an 80 liter bag, an 85 liter bag, but then I even have a 65 liter bag. So this bag works really well if I were to go on like a short trip. I can still pack this, roll it all the way down, and I don't need a second backpack for it. Or if I'm going on like a really long bag trip, I can just take this all the way up, and I have a very large bag. So it's kind of a more versatile bag. Alright, so the next important thing is a good sleeping system. So a sleeping system can consist of a bunch of things, but the basics are a sleeping bag and a mat. And then another really good thing to add is a sleeping bag liner. These can be used in multiple ways. If you're camping like on the ground and you don't want to get your air pad dirty, you can slide your air pad in it. But you can also line your sleeping bag, and usually they add 10 degrees, 15 degrees to the bag, and they can make it a lot warmer. So a sleeping bag, an air pad, and a liner are really very self-explanatory. You just want to be able to sleep warm enough at night, and that's why it's really important, is because if you don't sleep really well, everything else is just going to go out the door. The air mat specifically will do wonders in terms of insulation. So even though this one's a not insulated pad, it is so much warmer than sleeping just on the ground, because you're not transferring anything into the ground. You got a buffer between you and the ground, which means that the heat doesn't transfer as well. So that means your body will sleep warmer. Alright, so the next item is a tent. A tent's fairly self-explanatory. It's going to be a shelter from the head, and it's just going to keep you out of the rain and the wind and the cold, if they all come. And just like a backpack, it's kind of a home base. It's just a feeling of home where you know where all your stuff is. You can lay your stuff out. It's protected. It also can keep you away from animals, as well as just keep you dry, as I said before. So it's just really important to have, because it kind of just lets you decompress for the day, and you know that you don't have to worry about anything like rain or wind. You should be pretty safe and comfortable in the tent. So the next important thing is a stove system, so some form of cooking system. A really nice thing is like a jet boiler or a canister stove. So you have a canister of fuel, and then you have a burner in here. So I've got my burner. You stick the burner on there. The pot slides on. But when you're done, just pack it all up, put the lid on, and you're done. So something that's super cool about specifically canister stoves are you can eat straight out of the pot. So in this case, say I were to cook like macaroni in here, I can eat the macaroni right out of the pot. So it allows you not to have to bring another dish, as well as just allows you to store everything in a relatively safe container, because this is not going to get squished. It's not going to break something that's super delicate like a stove. So the reason why it's really important when you're camping is because your body needs food to survive. So as you need to sleep, and as you need a shelter, and as you need somewhere to carry it, your body's just a lot happier with food. You're probably a lot happier with food, and it can also just warm you up on a warm day. So food is really important, but specifically having a good stove to cook on that you can carry everywhere means you're not going to have to lug a big stove around or have to cook over a fire, which is fine if you're trying to do that. But sometimes the convenience of canister stove or just some form of cooking system is really nice, rather than bringing even just prepackaged food. Just being able to cook something kind of gives you some satisfaction and a warm meal. Alright, so the last category before my honorable mention is clothing. Now we're going to start with the base layers. So a good thing to have is thermal base layer. It will keep you warm when it's cold, and it's just kind of that base layer. It's that first layer that's really warm, and it's also really comfortable. It just kind of gets you started because you're warm. It also just kind of hugs the heat to you, which is really important. The next thing is going to be like shirts or heavy sweaters, and I mean pants of course, but just a heavy sweater. It's just something you can take off on as the heat changes. It allows you to kind of regulate how warm you are, if you need that or not. So this is kind of one of those, it adds just a little bit of warmth, but you're not going to be wanting to unzip it, because with a sweater you can't unzip it. It's just the base, after the base layer, it's like, okay, it's still too cold, put on a sweater, and then put on a jacket. Now, the jacket has a zipper on it. The zipper allows you to kind of regulate how much heat escapes from your body, and it just kind of, it's that thermostat. So if you're too cold, zip up the jacket. If you're too warm, unzip the jacket until you just hit that right point. It also allows you to change with your activities. So say you're hiking and then you're going up a mountain. If you're going to be warmer going up a mountain, unzip the jacket just a little bit more, and it just kind of allows you to regulate your body temperature so you're not overheating, but you're also not freezing cold. So the next two parts of clothing are a hat. So a hat, it's just, the difference is phenomenal. So be out cold with no hat, or wear a hat. Alright, so the next important part is a hat. So a hat is just kind of one of those things you're going to be so much warmer with a hat on than if you didn't have a hat on. I don't know what the number is, but hats they hold your body heat in a lot better because it's covering a lot of skin that's only covered by hair. So your head, it loses a lot of heat because you don't have much skin on it. hits your skull and your skin. So the next important thing is a hat. So a hat, just the amount of warmth you will feel with a hat on is astronomical. You use a lot of heat through your head, and so a hat just kind of contains that heat. It also just makes your body feel a little bit warmer because your head is warmer. It also can help you kind of think clearly because your brain is warm. The next thing is a good pair of socks. So specifically a wool sock. They're a lot better at insulating when wet as well as cold or dry. So anyway, they're going to be warm. Synthetic is pretty much the same way, but cotton is not. So having a good pair of synthetic or wool socks means warm feet on a very cold day. Alright, so the honorable mention is a water system. A water system contains not only the way to carry the water, but as well as a way, I think, to clean the water. So whether it's a purifier or a filter, figure out what you need to clean the water where you're going, because usually they mention something about, oh, you'll need a filter and a purifier, or, you know, there's different ways to do it, and a lot of places, they have different ways that you can do it that are approved for where you're going. So that's very case specific. A lot of it's online. But then another thing you need is some way to carry that water. So a water bottle is a really, really good base. So I recommend an Nalgene because they're practically unbreakable. I've broken one and they replaced it, so this is the replacement one. But another useful water carrying technique is a water bladder. They fit in the back of the backpack in the sleeve I was mentioning in the first part of the video. And then they have a little slit on the side where the hose for the water can come out. So it's just an effective way that it's a larger capacity. They make some like 1.5 liter, 2 liters. So you can get them to fit a lot of water. And so you don't have to like fill up as often, but they're also on your back. You know, you don't have anything on the sides. Whereas like this water bottle, now I just added, you know, extra 3 inches off the side. Another option that is becoming popular, and I've heard about it a couple times, is like a smart water bottle thing. So another solution I've kind of heard about a lot more recently, specifically in like lightweight backpacking, is the nicer plastic water bottles that are really, really light and supposedly really durable, and so you can use those. They would also fit in the side pouch, but I prefer the Nalgene. It's a little heavier, but it's also a lot harder to break. So I find that they're really nice, and you can get an adapter for them. So on mine, I have just a piece of like silicone, and instead of drinking out of like the wide mouth, this one adapts it down to like a smaller mouth, so that you don't have to like deal with like all the water rushing into your face at once. It's more contained, which I prefer, but instead of having a narrow mouth, which is the other solution to the large mouth problem, you can still, it's large enough to clean it, as well as large enough to put ice in it. So this gives you the functionality of a narrow mouth, but still the ability to put like ice in it with a large mouth. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and as always, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you have something you think I missed, or if you agree with my list, please leave that in the comments as well. And I will see you next time in the next video on preparing for Philmont. Thank you for watching.